I'm not making jokes at the situation as a whole. I'm making light of the fact that while all this is going on, Lizzo is doing mukbangs on Instagram, on TikTok, telling us it's okay to be 900 pounds while she's running a Guantanamo Bay situation in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, I am a fat activist, and my journey as an activist began when I made this video about the fat acceptance movement being at war with each other, link in the description. And I'm always saddened when I hear fat people attack others in the community for being fat. It's wrong. It's fat on fat violence, if you will. Now, Lizzo, our dear friend Lizzo, has been accused of having a toxic work environment for her employees and that she was also fat shaming her fellow fats. Getting fat shamed by Lizzo is like, I liken it to Hunter Biden calling me a crackhead, and then it's become a problem to the point that I need to get my act together. The confusion you would go through, you'd go, did he just say I have a problem when we're smoking crack out of the same pipe? This is what this sounds like. So I read on Twitter that Lizzo was being sued for fat shaming, and I thought to myself, I didn't know you could get sued for fat shaming people, and if that was the case, we'd all be in a lot of trouble. Lizzo forced dancers to eat bananas from sex workers' vaginas during Amsterdam trip. Oh. 3 of Lizzo's former dancers are suing the Good as Hell performer, as well as the Big Girl, Big Touring, and Shirlene Quigley for allegedly subjecting them to endure weight shaming, sexually denigrating behavior, and pressuring them to participate in disturbing sex shows. Plaintiffs Ariana Davis and Crystal Williams claim in a lawsuit filed on Tuesday that they were eventually fired, while third plaintiff Noel Rodriguez resigned over Lizzo's stunning behavior. While on a concert trip to Amsterdam in February 2023, the plaintiffs claim Lizzo invited them for a night out on the town, which ended in the city's red light district. This story is both funny and fucked up because, of course, there is the consumption of food involved in the story. How can there not be? It's Lizzo. So, 3 former employees of Lizzo have been allegedly sexually harassed or assaulted. I don't even know what the correct term is in the situation. I'm not trying to make light of that, although it is what I do on the show, and also I am. I'm not making jokes at the situation as a whole. I'm making light of the fact that while all this is going on, Lizzo is doing mukbangs on Instagram, on TikTok, telling us it's okay to be 900 pounds while she's running a Guantanamo Bay situation in the back. The lawsuit states things quickly got out of hand. Lizzo began inviting cast members to take turns touching nude performers, catching dildos launched from performers' vagina. How do you even do that? And eating bananas protruding from the performers' vaginas. The plaintiffs claim that just a month later, Lizzo deceived them once again into attending a nude show, thereby robbing them of the choice not to participate, the document states. I mean, the Tates were in jail for less. The suit also claims Lizzo allegedly pressured and goaded Davis into touching one of the nude performers' breasts. Lucky. Last year, Lizzo came out with a show called Watch Out for the Big Girls, where she got fat backup dancers to perform with her on stage, and it was the whole body positive kumbaya thing, and as like everything else on Hollywood, they all turned on her.
What's up, y'all? It's Lizzo. I'm looking for dancers to join me on my tour. Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself. We thick and we pretty and we know what we about. It's the battle of the big girls.
To be a background dancer for Lizzo would just mean everything.
Wait till you get working with her, she'll fat shame you.
Hey, ladies!
What do we have in store?
This is the fun part.
I was always doubting myself, and I feel like that has been detrimental in how I approach dance. I'm realizing that I do deserve.
Right, enough of that. So, what I believe is what was happening is that you'd come on the show and you audition to be on the Big Girls Tour. And if you win, you get to go on tour with Lizzo and get unironically fat shamed, because I thought the whole point of this dance group was that you get to be 300 pounds and you get to waddle around the stage without being fat shamed. And you get forced to eat bananas out of the vaginas of Dutch sex workers. I mean, why isn't she in handcuffs when this is the type of stuff the media was telling us the Tates were doing? If Lizzo was a guy, they would have perp walked him and raided his house and taken all of his shit by now. Then again, who knows if these allegations are true, because it always has to be innocent until proven guilty. I imagine the fat shaming was happening during rehearsals, and this was them 30 minutes before their second lunch of the day. One of them was like, Lizzo, she's out of breath. Lizzo, we need a break. We've been at this for 7 minutes. And then Lizzo goes, dance, you fat fuck, and then she electrocutes them. She has a cattle prod. She electrocutes them every time they get out of line. But yeah, the fat community completely turned on her. This is what happens in Hollywood. Why is she surprised? By the way, this is my favorite part of the story. Before Lizzo left the meeting, Rodriguez told her that she felt disrespected and that she would resign, the suit says. Lizzo responded by cracking her knuckles, balling her fists, and using an expletive to tell Rodriguez she was lucky, the suit states. They made it sound like she was moving like a mafia boss. I mean, I just feel like they're piling on extra shit that is unnecessary at this point. She responded by cracking her knuckles, balling her fists, and using an expletive to tell Rodriguez she was lucky. Do you know how fucking nuts that sounds? It's like some shit Tony Soprano would say in the movies. Well, let this be a lesson to all you folks. Never hire fat people. No, I'm kidding. There is no lesson in the story. It's just